Every single Hiemstra Productions video is brought to you none other by Ian himself. Anyways, enjoy the video. Yes, here we have the doppelgangers, the double trouble, the two famous tanks, the Sherman and the Kv-2. These magnificent beasts were not what you think they were. They were astounding members of both the Red Army and the White Army, the Allies of World War II. This is their history together in Double Trouble. Brought to you done over by Ben himself. Hello everybody! Now, the year was, well, 1940. America released their M2 light tank, or medium tank actually, their M2 scout tank. And they possessed the bogies that we know as Sherman bogies. Yes, we're starting off strong here today with the Sherman. Now, when Americans saw that the Nazis, aka the Germans, fought the M2s very vigorously with their Panzer IVs, and that the M2s couldn't, beat the Panzer IVs or knock them out, America turned back to the drawing board. And basically, just turned the whole entire war upside down. Their remaining design was this: the M4A1, specifically the Sherman. The M in Sherman stands for model, so whenever you pronounce M, you pronounce it with M. So, whenever A means, it means asterisk or something. I don't know. It just means, adventure, or I don't know, actually. I don't know what the A stands for. The only thing I know is that it's the M. The M stands for M4, so medium tank M4. The A1, I have no idea. Maybe artillery support with A1, I think. They produced 52,000 of these, and countries couldn't stop buying them. It was like America just pumped out Shermans, like as if your pregnant wife was going to pump out more kids. Fun fact, Germans actually captured some Shermans back in 1944, and they complimented the Sherman, saying that it was the best tank ever. It still holds the record for most tanks produced to this day. And it was very comfortable too, and could be produced in very large numbers. Later variants of it had the cast hull armor removed, and, well, yeah. The turret also turned off and then just replaced it with a 76mm cannon. Those kinds of versions would be known as the M4A3 models, and probably also the M4A376. Some Sherman variants would still keep the cast hull armor from the A1 models, and turn them into some sort of other stuff, like the M4A176WV. Okay, I don't know what the fuck the other means. It survived all the way until 1957, where it was finally discontinued and withdrawn from service. It honestly is super surprising how far it actually lasted. Like, seriously, go look up all the battles it was with. It is super surprising. Yeah, and the Sherman also sided with the Kv-2, a pretty cool Russian tank from 1940 all the way over to 1945. The reason for its massive turret, and because it looks like a fridge, was because Stalin looked at his fridge and told them, hey, add my fridge as a turret. And they said, okay. That was just a meme. No, the actual reason for it was because the Russians saw that the Kv-1 had potential, and because it failed to withstand German armor and shoot them down, basically, they decided to upgrade it to the Kv-1E, which worked, but Germans knew already how to kill it. It was for the sides. Not that great, let me tell you that. So they turned back to the drawing board. And then, in 1941, this piece of abomination came out. Wouldn't you know? It had a 105mm gun, very thick tracks, a very large increase in armor in the hull, and a better motor. It could withstand a whole entire tank brigade with its own self. Nicknamed Stalin's Fridge, it was a mass producer with the Red Army. No one could defeat this king. Like, seriously, go look up the many battles it was in. It is honestly insane. I ran out of the zoom-ins, but anyways, it was, well, in the Battle of Berlin, it was supposed to be a bunker buster, but sometimes it got to be in a role of tank destroyer. It got the class of heavy tank, but it was mostly supposed to be a bunker buster with its 100 gun and such. And now I ran on the zoom outs. Great. Fuck. Its door in the back could be opened to let in guns and more ammo. This piece of Stalinium had a crew of 6. It was also in the Battle of Moscow and in the Battle of Stalingrad. One instance of the Kv-2 being a king of the battlefield was the time where it got hit for 33 rounds of a Panzer IV tank battalion gun. 50 Panzer IVs versus 1 Kv-2. That is insane. It doesn't even beat the what would you do of one man versus one gorilla debate that's going on right now. It had a crew of 6, so it was pretty good at replenishing its crew. The barrel was so long and so thick that the bullets for it, that the rounds for the Kv-2 must be loaded by 3 crew members, 2 loaders, and 1 commander. This Kv-2 got hit by 36 rounds by 50 Panzer IVs to the point where it couldn't even move anymore. God damn it. I'm sorry, Ben, I flashbanged you, goddamn. But yeah, with those two comes very great success. These two fought alongside each other, and they were a team. Sherman's got the chance to get inside of a T-34 and a Kv-2 for a ton of times, actually, when they needed to replenish their crew. They reported that it was the best tank to ever come across of. If that tank wasn't on their side, they would have been done for. Their weight combined would have been 176 tons. Not to mention, the Sherman could be driven by an idiot. Idiots could drive the fucking thing. If you could drive a car, you could also drive a Sherman. That is what my history teacher told me before he got into a car crash. God damn. Well, the Kv-2 is a great tank. Its downside was the fridge inside. That was all, and have a great day. Anyways, I'll be coming back in the weekends because I have school, which is cool. You should definitely learn more in school, kids. It is pretty nice, and you get to learn so much on how to pay fucking taxes. Like, seriously, math learns how to pay taxes. Go learn. Right now. God damn, man, how am I supposed to teach these kids history if I can't even focus straight? Try teaching them history. You're right.